Once again, there's some inner turmoil going on with the NBA team as far as the Washington Wizards. We started out this year early with Golden State, and now we're transferring it over to the East Coast with the Washington Wizards. We all know about that nasty barrage of words that John Wall had for his coach, Scott Brooks, which he was fined for. He later apologized for that. The Washington Wizards have come out to say that John Wall and Bradley Beal are on the table. Now, during that heated exchange during practice, Bradley Beal was saying through his grit of his teeth, "I've been dealing with this for 7 years." So he's frustrated. Wall's frustrated, and here's a news flash, guys. Whoever one of these gets traded, their career is over. So either Bradley Beal or John Wall, whenever they go to their next team, if they go into that situation with the same kind of mindset, same kind of attitude, they're done. John Wall has played in the in the NBA longer than Bradley Beal, and my prediction is John Wall's career is going to be over after this. I mean, he puts up serviceable numbers as a point guard, but his assists are some of the lowest of his career this season at 7.9. His lowest is 7.6. It's just like with John Wall, you get a player with a bad attitude. You get a player that doesn't really add anything to his game year in and year out. He's been in the NBA for about 9 seasons. He can't shoot a lick. He can't hit the side of a barn half the time. And he has like I said, bad attitude. He wants to be the star player. He wants to do all the game winning stuff. He doesn't want to initiate the offense. He wants to pound the ball, pound the ball, pound the ball. And essentially, he's gonna bully himself or macho man himself out of a great situation. You're in the Eastern Conference. There's not a lot of great teams in the Eastern Conference besides the Celtics, and Philly is one of the mid-level teams. I would say they're not like a top team, but Celtics and the Toronto Raptors. You're sitting at 5-11. You have Bradley Beal, you have Dwight Howard, you have Otto Porter, you have Kelly Oubre. It's not like they have a horrible team. They have a good team, and for John Wall to be acting this way, to not figure out a way how to play with his teammates like a teammate like Bradley Beal, who has much more upside than John Wall. In my opinion, Bradley Beal has a lot more upside than John Wall. And you saw this when John Wall went down with injuries, how the team played much better, much smoother, went on longer win streaks. And then when John Wall comes back, it's just like the friction is back in the building. He has to understand within himself as well, like, dog, whatever you thought about yourself, you can have the highest regard for yourself, but you got to call a spade a spade. You haven't had much success. And if you feel like you're the best player on the team, you have to be the one to take the brunt of that failure. You cannot sit here and say, I'm the best player on the team, I'm the man on the team, but your team is garbage. That's a reflection of you and how you play. And he's been playing poorly. And the entire team goes essentially basically how he goes. And when he was out, the team was going how Bradley Beal went. And that was last season where you saw they were going on win streaks and everybody did a good job. That was what Bradley Beal was saying. We like to share the ball. Sending little shots at John Wall, like share the ball a lot more. If you guys don't understand this, John Wall is a player that he can average 12 to 13 assists per game if he really toned it down in terms of trying to be such an egomaniac. He has the potential to average 13 assists per game for his entire career. He has the speed. He has the gears to do it. He has the passing ability. He has the size as a point guard. He's unprecedented at the speed and the size that he is to be able to have so much qualities. Honestly speaking, if you look at his game, he's sort of like a rookie LeBron James without a jump shot. And he hasn't really elevated his game at all to add a jump shot, add a mid-range, pass the ball a lot more, stop pounding the ball, make better decisions. He's just always making the ego decision, which is I want to look good. I want to do 360 layups instead of passing a guy the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like his ceiling he never really reached his true potential. And now the fact that they're gonna trade him, it basically shows that he's reached his ceiling, he's reached his maximum potential, and they're gonna get rid of him. And the sad fact that they won't keep Bradley Beal either is a big mistake by the Washington Wizards. They should do everything in their power to keep Bradley Beal, trade John Wall, get back a bunch of pieces, and build around Beal. Beal is only in his 7th season. He's about to really start hitting his prime. The guy can shoot. He could defend. If you give him a chance, he could play make. I know for a fact that he will be a great franchise player for the team. The bottom line is this. What's going to happen is one of these guys get traded, their career is going to hit a nuclear winter. It's over for one of these guys. In my estimation, it really is going to be John Wall. It's over. Because if they, think about this, if they trade Bradley Beal, for example, there's been rumors about him getting traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. His career only goes up from there. He's going to be playing with LeBron James, who's going to get him the ball in spots where he can knock down jump shots. He's going to be able to play make, be with a young nucleus. It's fun. It's LA. He's not going to have to deal with winter. He's not going to deal with guys with horrible attitudes. And you might say, well, Rajon Rondo has a horrible attitude. He only has a horrible attitude if you're not doing what it takes to win. John Wall just has a horrible attitude because you don't get him the ball or he feels that he's the man. It's just all an ego trip. It's not anything that has to do with a team basis. So this is a dark stain on John Wall's career. Bradley Beal, I guess he's just, shrapnel. He's getting hit with shrapnel. They're going to get rid of him too. But at the end of the day, the Wizards made a huge mistake in keeping these two together this long. And another thing that you got to factor in, they never brought in a strong head coach that could really tame their attitudes. Like, they should have brought in Mark Jackson, somebody with gravitas that could sit them down and say, hey, cut this crap out. They had Randy Whitman. He was a pretty solid coach for them. They went to the playoffs, but, they exited early. And then, they go to Scott Brooks, which I'm not a big fan of Scott Brooks because you saw what happened in OKC with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, and essentially Scott Brooks being there, led to the dissension because when you have two stars that are rifting, you need a strong personality to cause a little cohesion. That needs to stay in the middle and be the glue for the two opposing sides. And Scott Brooks never did that. Randy Whitman never did that. They needed a strong personality. Now it's too late. The organization has to take some blame for this because you guys saw the dysfunction. You never sent them to leadership classes. I would even love to see a head coach call one of those guys out, even though it's not the right thing to do. Sometimes you need to do the wrong thing to get a right result, which is kind of weird to say, but sometimes the wrong thing you do, like an outburst, can make a guy wake up. Like, okay, like my coach is calling me out in public. What am I doing wrong? Or make me mad enough to want to play better. So, maybe that's what John Wall needs, somebody to kick him in the rear, but it was too late for that. The organization did not do what they had to do. Now they're on a verge of blowing up a team that is really a contender. 5-11, they're sitting at 11th in the Eastern Conference. If they could go on a 6-7 game win streak, they'll probably be 5th in the East. That's how bad it's so sad that they can't turn this around. It's really sad and it's putrid and somebody's career is done. My bets on that, John Wall's career is done. Point blank period. Hoops Junction. With hoops, meets hoopla. Like, comment, and subscribe.